Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and spirit directly through channeling about what your crush would think of your family if they met your family. And I have 6 groups here that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, this will be group number 4, this will be group number 5, and this will be group number 6. So I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need any more time to choose, you can just pause the video. If you want a closer look at the decks, you can wait until after this introduction. There will be an image of all the decks up close and personal, so you can check that out. And when you know which group is your group, go down to the description box below and find the timestamp for your particular group and click on that, and your reading should appear in front of you. And while you're down there in the description box below, make sure to check out my guide on how to book a personal reading from me. I love doing personal readings for you guys. It's always a pleasure, so please check that out. But let's focus on this reading right here. Choose your group and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose this Jolanda Tarot deck. And I'm going to start with some channeling and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. But I'm going to do the channeling first. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 1? The people who will choose group number 1. What would group number 1's crush think of group number 1's family? If they met group number 1's family, what would they think? They would think your family is quite judgmental and frankly disrespectful towards them. I think they're going to feel disrespected by your family, that they're going to feel like your family is kind of like a closed off club, and it's like every time somebody is trying to get in, it's like they get this test, like they get tested on everything, like they get questioned on everything, like it's kind of like a cross-examination. And I think this person feels like, like this cross-examination is going to make them feel rather uncomfortable, and it's going to give them a very negative view on your family, because they're going to feel like it doesn't really matter what they do or what they say, it will always be wrong. It would always be the wrong answer. And so this person is going to feel they're going to feel like your family doesn't like them, and that they're not going to feel very welcome or very at home with your family. They're going to feel like if they're going to meet your family, like it's like they got invited to meet your family, but they're not going to feel like they actually want this that your family actually doesn't seem to want your crush to even be there. That maybe they're also going to feel slightly ignored by your family, as if they're just talking over this person and not really acknowledging their existence. Or if this person goes to like a dinner party at your family's house, it's like this person would feel like your family just talks about whatever they want to talk about without really including this person into the conversation, and talking about people that your crush doesn't even know, and without introduction, without filling them in on the details. They won't have any context, and they're just expected to you know, figure it out, or, you know, it's like this person is going to feel like they're not really being included in anything, that it's kind of like your family would try to push this person out. And I feel like it's because they would consider this person to be the odd man out. They would consider this person to be very different from them. And so they wouldn't, like, that would definitely be a problem, I feel, is that this person has a personality that might clash a little bit with your family. So I'm sensing that your family would also, you know, make fun of this person, make fun of their career, act like they don't understand what they do for a living, or they might question them, and, you know, and give them a hard time because of their career choices. And yeah. Okay, with the Ace of Pentacles, I think your crush would consider your family to be very, very down to earth. You know, they have their feet planted very solidly on the ground, and this person is going to consider that a little bit hard for them to really get into, because it's like your family might be very rational minded, very logical, especially the men of the family might be very, you know, very focused on, you know, proof. Like, do you have any proof of something? Like that everything has to be proven, or else they don't really respect it. Or like they might not understand why people go to the university and get a degree in philosophy or something like that, or religion or something in that sense. And, you know, it might be what they might consider problematic with your crush. I'm getting that it's different for all of you. For some of you, I feel like it's because this person has a university degree in something like in a bachelor's, like a bachelor of arts, you know, that sort of thing. So philosophy, religion, you know, something else, I don't know, archaeology, anthropology, psychology, something like that, and that they don't understand what this is gonna give them access to, like what kind of job it would give them access to, or like that they're going to be skeptical of this person's career choices because they feel like it's not a real education and it's not going to give them a job, and that it's just a waste of time, and that they might have like one of your family members could have some kind of speech about, you know, how young people these days only choose their education based on their passion instead of thinking about what is actually valuable for society, that it's better to choose something that is needed, something that could be beneficial to the society, you know, something like that, and that this person is going to feel very uncomfortable, especially around one of your family members who's going to give this person a really hard time about something that is very big, you know, like their career choices, like that's big, like it's not something they can change now. So it's a big part of their personality too. So I feel like this is definitely going to going to make them feel very negatively towards your family. But it could also be, you know, something to do with computers. Like if this person does something for a living that has something to do with the internet or software or something digital, then that might be something they have to explain a lot of times to your family members or one of your family members, and this person is going to be so persistent in not wanting to understand. They're deliberately going to try not to understand what they're saying, just to kind of emphasize how ridiculous it is or something. Like they're going to try to put on this act like, oh, I don't get it. I like, you can keep explaining this. You can explain this to me 100 times. You know, I would still not understand what you're saying, because it's just nonsense to me. You know, that sort of energy where it's like this person doesn't even try, and is seemingly doing this on purpose to make this person feel uncomfortable and make them sweat a little bit. So, you know, and I feel like this person would feel just like every time they try to say something in a conversation, it's not being taken seriously, as if their opinion doesn't really matter. And I just feel like your family is, like, for whatever reason, they're not gonna be very nice to this person. I don't know why that is, but it's just that I think this person is gonna feel like maybe they came in a little bit too hot, like from the get-go. Like I feel like they would maybe try to rationalize why your family hates them so much, that they would maybe think that, okay, it might be because they came in a little bit too arrogantly when they first met them. They might have come across as a little bit cocky. Maybe they bragged a little bit too much about their achievements or what they've done career-wise, and that it might have, you know, triggered them to be like, to give them a hard time about it, as if, oh, so you're bragging about this, let's humble you a little bit, let's make you feel a little bit small now that you try to be a little bit big about this thing that you've done. Like let's tear it to pieces so that you don't feel so good after all. You know, that I don't know, like or maybe they just really like humble people. Like your family might like humility, and that's, every time somebody comes in and brags about themselves, it's like it puts a target on their back, possibly. And they might think that afterwards, that maybe that is why they came in a little bit crooked or whatever, like that they got into, like they somehow managed to ruin their first impression. And you know, I feel like if your family are foreigners, I feel like they might speak their language, their mother tongue, in front of this person, while knowing that this person doesn't know what they're talking about, because they don't speak the same language as them. So it's going to be considered, you know, rude, you know, by your crush, that they would choose to speak a language that they don't understand in front of them. And I feel like your family would do that on purpose, to be able to talk shit about them behind their back, but while they are actually like sitting right there. Like I don't know why they would do that, or maybe it's just because they usually speak their mother tongue, and so it might feel more natural for your family to switch over to their mother tongue sometimes when they have to explain something to each other. And but I feel like this person is going to feel left out, you know. And if it's not a foreign language, then it might be that they might speak with a very thick dialect that's really hard to understand for people outside of the local area. And, you know, they might use phrases, local phrases that nobody outside of the area would ever understand. And maybe this person would probably feel like, you know, the nice thing to do would be to water it down a little bit so that they could, you know, be a part of the conversation without feeling like they don't even know what they're talking about. So how can they contribute to the conversation when it's so hard for them to even understand their words, you know? So yeah. I'm also getting that maybe your family would pull some pranks on this person, like do practical jokes on them, you know, make them sweat a little bit, like, you know, I don't know. They might, like, if your family is really into spicy food, then they might give this person like a really, really spicy chili and then have a laugh when this person can't take the heat, you know, that they're gonna have some fun pranking them and being like, haha, you know, the gringo can't take the heat or whatever. I don't know, like, okay, 2 of Cups. So, what would they think of your family? They would think of your family as yin and yang. There's a yin and yang here. So, I feel like they wouldn't consider your whole family to be, you know, rude and mean to them. I think it's kind of like half of your family is going to give this person a really hard time, and it's going to make them look at the whole family as, you know, they're going to have a negative view on the whole family, but it still seems like this person knows that, you know, some of the people in the family are okay, like they're good to them, but it's like there is somebody who is very dominant, and as long as this person makes fun of your crush, it's like the rest of them will follow a little bit, or especially the men. I'm getting that the men will give this person a hard time, and the women might be a little bit nicer to this person. Like, I feel like the men is gonna make jokes about this person not knowing how to use power tools or not knowing how to change a tire or something, and they're gonna be, you know, maybe also asking them to do it. Like if this person says, of course I can change a tire, they might say, you know, prove it. Okay, like you can prove it. Like, go outside. Let's all go outside and see if you can actually change the tire. And they're gonna do stuff like that, which is it's very uncomfortable. It's a really uncomfortable energy where I feel like this person is gonna be put in situations by your family that, like, I would just walk away. If I was this person, I would walk away, you know? So I don't even know if it's a good idea to introduce this person to your family. I don't know. Maybe you should spare this person that that experience and maybe not date this person just because, you know, your family is ruthless, you know. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. So, okay, 8 of Pentacles. And 2 of Pentacles. So a lot of earth energy. And yeah, this person is going to think of your family as very earthy, you know, kind of maybe like hillbillies, you know, rednecks, people who are, you know, people who might work, you know, jobs where they are farmers or like where they're handy workers. I don't know, like craftsmen, like some kind of craftsmanship. I don't know, like it's just that it feels like they do something with, like, especially the men of the family do hard labor or might brag about that, like, or might use it as an argument when they talk to your crush. And when your crush talks about their career, they might tell your crush that they don't even know what hard labor is, that, you know, that it's as if hard labor is glorified in a way where it's like, you know, sitting in front of a computer is just a hobby, you know, or something, that having a desk job is just, you know, like that's just easy peasy and everybody can do that, something like that. And I'm not sure if this, I feel like your crush is going to feel like they don't get along with your family. And I feel like this person is also gonna have negative thoughts about your family, because it's, of course, like who wouldn't have negative thoughts of your family. But I feel like they might, like in certain moments, like it's mostly in self-defense. Like these thoughts are in self-defense, so don't get too offended by them, because it's like this person is gonna get fed up with your family, and so they're gonna be like, I don't even care what these people think. I don't care what these people think of me, like, because they're just simpletons anyways. Like they're idiots, they're fools, they're proletarians, like I don't know, like they're gonna be maybe using some harsh words to describe them in their mind, you know. They might even tell it to you, maybe in confidence, where I don't think this person would tell it to them straight to their face, though, because that would not be popular either, and they know that would be trouble for them, like, you know. So, but with the 8 of Pentacles, they're gonna think of your family as hard workers. It's a very working, it's about, you know, also that they're very proud of their craft, or like the things that they can do with their hands, you know. That they might, like, when they welcome, or I don't know, like they're not going to welcome your crush into their house, but when they, you know, accept that they are going to walk into their house, they're going to possibly give your crush a tour around the house. And while touring around the house, they're going to be pointing at things that they have done, you know, with like things that they've done with their bare hands, or something, and they're going to brag about that. And you know, and I think your crush is going to feel like they definitely seem proud of the tangible things that they've done, and that they also seem to value things that you can see instead of things that you can't see, you know. That they're very focused on a product, like that any job should be like a product. When you're done with it, there should be a product to prove that you've actually done something. And your crush might do something for a living where there is no end product. There's nothing to show for their job, like for the work that they've done, you know, like that. And especially maybe if they do some work on the internet, like the product is on the internet, but it's not something they can show, you know, especially if your family is not really that keen on using computers or something like that, then it might be really hard to prove that they actually do a lot of great things, you know. So with the Two of Pentacles, I think your crush is going to consider your family as, or some of your one of your family members, or maybe two of your family members, to be dicks, you know, dickheads. They are just really mean to this person, so I feel like that's okay to call them that, because I feel like they're gonna make jokes where like they're gonna make this person the butt of the joke. They're gonna really make it very hard for this person to feel like they well, I don't know, like it's just not gonna be a very homey, welcoming energy. And so yeah, they are dickheads if they treat this person that way. And so I think this person is going to know that, like, they're going to know that they deserve better treatment, that this is not right, you know. So, and there's also the feet planted on the ground here. That is, again, confirmation that this person is going to consider your family to be, you know, to have their feet planted on the ground. If that makes sense, like, I don't know if that phrase translates very well to English, but, you know, it's just someone who is very practical, very like, what you see is what you get, but also like a little bit, you know, pragmatic. I don't know how else to describe that, but you know, where this person might want to discuss things that are not off the ground, things that are more in the air, like airy stuff, you know, philosophy, religion, stuff like that. And I feel like this person is going to meet hostility if this person tries to talk about something like that with your family. Especially some of your family members are maybe going to be like, okay, what, so you want to talk about some leprechaun in the sky that we are all supposed to believe in, or whatever, like that, you know, so you're into religion stuff. Okay, like you could talk about that, but like we can also talk about other fictional stories, you know, like Loch Ness monster, or like what else should we talk about? Like, I don't know, like that, this person is not gonna like the whole, like this one person, the family member that like that I feel like is gonna give this person the hardest time about this is, you know, is probably an atheist, so they're gonna make fun of this person for wanting to talk about religion. And so it's just not, and maybe it's because this person has the wrong religion, I don't know, but it feels like it's just not a topic that this person would have success in bringing up. So yeah, and philosophy is something that I feel like this person wouldn't get very far with either, because again, it seems like one of your family members would be like, you know, there are more pressing matters to talk about. Let's not get too like let's not waste our time, you know, investigating our belly button, you know, that sort of energy. I don't know if that makes sense either. That I feel like that's also like, but it's just, I think this person would, yeah. So I'm just getting that this person is going to feel slightly bullied by your family. That it's like every time they try to talk about something, they get this silence, like as if, you know, nobody wants to actually, you know, engage in that conversation. That, yeah. And then they might start talking in a foreign language, and, you know, then they know they fucked up, you know, because they know that they're bad mouthing them, because that's a feeling that I'm getting, is that this person is going to know that whenever they switch over to the foreign language, this person is going to know it's about them. Your crush is going to know that they're talking about them, and it's going to make them uncomfortable. And who wouldn't be uncomfortable, you know? So I'm going to shuffle some of these Gypsy Oracle cards just to get a little bit more information about what your crush would think of your family. Okay. It's a little bit too many cards. I'm not going to go through all of them. Joyfulness reversed. They're not going to feel like your family is very joyful to be around. Foe here, they're going to consider your family to be slightly the enemy, and not to be trusted either. Like there's going to be a feeling of not really knowing where they have these family members, like what they can expect from them. Like that it's a very unreliable energy. That like that it's capricious, I think. Like they're going to have a feeling that some of your family members are capricious. So conversation, they're going to think that they're going to feel like your family are like they have conversations. It's not like they're just sitting there in silence. It's just that the conversations that they have are not conversations that they feel very included into, you know. So, and service reversed. They're going to think of your family as maybe not very service minded, you know. Also very bad hosts, you know. Especially if this person comes over for dinner, they're maybe going to expect some kind of, you know, hospitality, where they wouldn't expect to just be ignored, you know, and like they just have to just sit there, and, you know, they're not they're going to feel like they could just as well not be there, like that there's no point in them being there at all, because it's like nobody is even noticing that they're there, like or it doesn't seem that way, or like if they're not the butt of the joke, if they're not being, cross-examinated or something like that, then they're just really just sitting there and listening to your family members talking about stuff that they don't know anything about, or speaking in a language that they don't understand. So they just, it's just, I think they might expect to somehow, like when they get introduced to your family, like the first time, like if they get introduced to your family, I feel like the first meeting, they would expect to somehow be the main character, a little bit. Not that this person necessarily wants to be, but they I think before meeting your family, they would have these expectations that, of course, they're going to be, the, I don't know, like, be like the guest, but they're not going to feel that way. They're going to feel like nobody even cares. Nobody wants to get to know them, or if they want to get to know them, it's very hostile. Yeah. So, servant reversed. That also correlates with service reversed. So they might feel like there's no service when it comes to, like your family is not going to try to, offer service. Of course, that might be a small thing, but they're going to maybe feel like your family is just expecting them to just, know where the bathroom is, for instance. They're not going to be like this. They might have to sleep in a room where they have to change the sheets, or again, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like they might feel like the hospitality is not there. It's like they haven't really, that they're not really making an effort. That's what I'm getting, that they're not making an effort. They're not trying to give a good impression to this person. That's just what I'm sensing. And with a young woman here, I don't know, it feels like this person is gonna think of your family as, maybe there's a young woman in your family who's maybe gonna be respectful towards them, and maybe ask them some nicer questions, and maybe actually show interest in what they do for a living. So maybe that's nice, but yeah. But it's not going to outweigh all the negative, though, that just one of their family members is going to be kind and sweet. It's not going to change their overall outlook on your family. So with the frivolity reversed, it's like there's also a very serious energy surrounding your family, that this person feels like, they have to prove themselves, like prove their worth, as if they have to, I don't know, like this person is going to feel like they have to do a handstand or something to impress your family. Like it's like nothing they say or do will make them feel like they're good enough for you. And that's also a thing that this person is going to feel very uncomfortable about, because it's like they don't know what to do in order to, fit fit in or prove themselves worthy. Like, it's just, yeah, I'm gonna end the reading here. So I feel like maybe the solution would be that you maybe talk to your family, you know, not just because this person is gonna, of course, this person is gonna feel like they don't fit in and that they're being cross-examined, but it might not mean that all or any other of your future encounters or like that they're not going to be accepted by your family. It might just be this person, but I don't think so. I feel like it's maybe something that your family just does to anyone. So maybe for the sake of not just this person, but if this person is not going to be your future spouse, then do it for your future spouse. For whoever is going to be the one you're going to choose to spend the rest of your life with, make sure you get that conversation with your family. Talk to them, tell them that they need to, you know, tone it down a little bit, you know, stop with all the judgment and all the cross-examination. It's not very cute. And yeah, that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose the Grunge Tarot, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. But I'm going to do the channeling first. So, Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 2, the people who will choose group number 2? What would group number 2's crush think of group number 2's family if they met group number 2's family? Okay, they would think of your crush as quite intense, that they have a very intense energy around them, like that there's some... I feel like this person is going to feel like they're being held hostage by your family. Like when they meet your family the first time, they're going to feel like they're not allowed to leave, or they're going to feel like your family is so intense that sometimes, you know, it's like they don't know if they can even, you know, sneak themselves out, because it's like they're going to feel locked in. That your family members, some of your family members are, you know, very good at, like, very curious. Okay, so they're very curious people. Your family seems to be very curious, and sometimes when there's new flesh, like new blood coming in, it's like they have a field trip about it. Like it's very fun for them to kind of have this questioning going on, like this cross-examination, like who are you, like what do you want, what, like that sort of thing. But they're also kind of doing it in a very joyful way. Like it's not, but I feel like this person is gonna consider it a little bit intimidating, even though they smile a lot and they're very happy and very upbeat. But it's like they still feel like, you know, there's this intense eye contact that this person feels like. Sometimes they sit in front of one of your family members and it's like they can't look away, because if they look away, this person is going to say, look at me, you know, don't look at her, don't look at him, look at me. Like, I'm the one you're talking to. They can't save you from me, you know, like this kind of energy where somebody is a little over the top and kind of has this, you know, has a halfway intimidating demeanor, but it's you know, halfway intense, and the other half of it is kind of very happy. Like this person is very joyful, kind of like you know, like garden gnome, you know, gnome. Is that how you pronounce it? Is a G pronounced? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But but it feels like this person is very inclusive, and I feel like your whole family is very inclusive. I feel like there's just one person in your family that kind of strikes me as a little bit more extroverted and more like curious about everyone, and kind of very talkative type that and then the rest of them seem to also follow this energy too. So I feel like this person is going to consider your family to be very friendly, very inclusive, very good at making this person feel like a part of the group. Like they're going to feel, you know, they're going to feel like sometimes they can't say no, though. And that's the prisoner part. That's how they feel. Also, that's also a part of why I feel that this person is going to consider themselves as a hostage. Is that they're going to feel like whenever they get a question and they want to say no, like if they get asked if they want to do something with the family, like if they want to dance with the family, or if they want to play a game with the family, or if they want to like eat something that one of your family members has baked or cooked, and if this person says no, they know that that's not going to fly. Like they can tell that there really is only one answer, and so they're going to feel like your family is slightly demanding, but in a very endearing way. And it's like they don't take no for an answer, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad, but will also make this person feel very much like people in your family just want this person to be, you know, a part of it all, like that, and feel like they're not just left out. Like it's a nice feeling to know that this person can't just sit in a corner and the rest of the family would just ignore them and let them be. You know, that this person feels that's quite nice, actually. So, yeah. Okay, Page of Wands and Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands, I'm sensing that this person is going to consider your family to be slightly capricious, or some of your family members are capricious in the sense that this person will feel like sometimes they can't really tell if some of your family members are just being nice because that's just how they are, or whether they actually like them. That, you know, your family is going to make this person feel very special. They're going to, like, especially the first time they meet this person, they're going to make this person like the special guest, and everybody's going to be curious to get to know this person. Everybody's going to be questioning this person and asking, you know, all the questions to the point where it's going to be a little bit much, you know, where this person is going to feel like, you know, like, yeah, they can't go to the bathroom because they feel like, you know, they're not allowed to even, you know, take a little break from this, because it's like they're all going to be locked in on this person. And, you know, And they're going to be the guest of honor, you know, and they're going to feel that way. But they're also going to feel like sometimes your family might not have a good sense of boundaries when it comes to questions. You know, that they might ask some questions that are a little bit inappropriate, maybe, you know, maybe some questions that might have some sexual, you know, undertones to them, or, you know, there might also be some questions about this person's childhood. If this person experienced something traumatic in their childhood, it seems like your family would like to know that. And like, this person is going to be like, I just got here like an hour ago and you're already asking me questions about my childhood. Like, give me a minute to settle down, you know, like, okay, so but yeah, like you can see in this card here, like it seems like there's a little bit of Scorpio energy that this person is maybe going to feel from one of your family members. And this person could be a Scorpio, you know, so that makes sense. Because there's this feeling that this person is really nice, like overly nice, and making them the guest of honor, and treating this person as a king or a queen or whatever, like really making this person feel very, very special. But then this person feels like this person sometimes stings, you know, that sometimes they get that sting from one of the questions that this person gives them, where it's like, that was a little bit catty, or, you know, that this person, it feels like your crush would have a hard time figuring out what this person actually thinks of them, because it's not going to be completely obvious to this person whether they like them or not, you know, or whether they need to be a little bit watchful of this person. And, you know, yeah. With the Page of Wands, okay, so I feel like this person is actually going to consider your family to be quite similar to you. And that makes sense, but it's because the graffiti on this card here, it says just like you. So this person is going to feel like, you know, you have many similarities with your family members, and maybe you also look very much like the rest of your family, that if you have sisters or brothers, like they might look exactly like you, and it might be a little bit uncanny. Maybe you have twins, or maybe you are a twin, and so you have a twin, sorry. So maybe this person is gonna feel, you know, like it's kind of freaky when they meet your twin, because it's like, this person is exactly the same. Like, this person is, yeah, of course, what would they expect? It's a twin, but, you know, yeah. I'm gonna shuffle. Okay, Knight of Cups reversed. So okay, I'm sensing that your crush would consider your family to be you know, very nice to each other, that you're very nice to each other, but sometimes you give each other a hard time, but it's only for it's maybe not serious. Maybe you're just making jokes at each other's expenses. And I think this person feels like sometimes it's maybe a little bit too much, you know, the things that they joke about, but they won't be targeting this person. Like they would never do that to the guest, but it seems like they give each other a hard time within the family. And, you know, yeah. But that it is very obvious to your crush that even if you give each other a hard time, that you love each other very much, and that the dynamic of the family is actually very good, that you tolerate each other's differences, even though it's something that some of you tend to make fun of as well. But it's just, there is this underlying respect for each other, that all of you seem to respect each other, and that you all seem to have each other's back. Like when it's really needed, you're all standing up for each other. And that's very obvious to this person, or that's going to be very obvious to this person. So and this person is also going to be quite impressed that you don't give up on your elders and the sick people of the family. Like that there seems to be this feeling of we take care of things in the family. We don't need anybody outside getting into our business. We take care of the people that need help. We do that within the family. That's going to be within these walls or whatever. Like we take care of it. Like if there is a family member of yours who has some mental health issues, it's like the family is like, that's not going to be something that someone in some institution is going to have to take care of. We take care of it because it's our family. And there's so, and with the elders, like that it seems like your family is very good at taking care of your elderlies, your parents or your grandparents, that they seem to be an integrated part of the family, and maybe also living with one of your family members, or that one of your siblings might have. Like it just feels like the family sticks together, that nobody's getting put in a home. Like we don't want, like that, you don't want to put them in a home somewhere so that they can rot somewhere like that. And there is this nurture and care that is very obvious, that this person can see, that, you know, you have each other's backs with the actions that you do. Like actions speak louder than words, and that's how this person can see that you truly care about each other. It's because you make these grand gestures, grand actions towards each other. That really speaks volumes. But yeah, you might call each other names or something, or maybe like the way that you speak to each other, it's maybe a very harsh tone. And you might yell at each other. If someone drops something, everybody might start screaming at this person, and like there's that's something that this person is going to notice, but they're going to learn quickly that it doesn't mean anything that you speak that way to each other, because you have so much love for each other. And so you all know that it's just, yeah, that it's not so serious. if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more about what your crush would think of your family. Okay, the Hanged Man reversed. They don't have patience. This person is gonna notice that right away, that your family are not very patient towards each other at all. Like, you don't let each other speak, you know, like everybody's kind of interrupting each other, and you know, everybody's trying to rush people along. Like, if someone is telling a story, it's like people around this person is good, like, get to the point, get to the point, get to, yeah, like that. There is a little bit of that rushy feeling, like everything has to happen so quickly, and there is a very energetic feeling about your family that, like, that's very impatient. Everybody seems to have a little bit too much energy, and that their thoughts are a little bit too quick, to the point where, you know, they're trying to make their environment match the pace that their thoughts are running in, you know, if that makes sense. And so this person is going to feel like your family doesn't have patience towards them, that they sometimes feel like if they're trying to say something, that they don't quite get to say it all the way through. They can't really tell a story in your family because, like, you know, they get interrupted so many times, and then at the end of it, they just feel like, okay, everybody, like, people don't really seem to have the patience for this story, so maybe I'm gonna have to tell a shorter story next time or something like that. So yeah. So with the Chariot reversed, this person is going to consider your family to be so, some of your family members are definitely like night and day, and that these are constantly like butting heads, and it's kind of funny for this person why they are even a couple. Okay, so this is a couple, I think. Maybe it's your parents or like some other couple within your family, that this person is gonna find it very odd that they found each other and how they have been married for so long, because it's like they are polar opposites, and they butt heads and they disagree on everything. Like, there's nothing they agree on, and that this person will find that kind of funny, you know, that it's very entertaining to listen to them bicker at each other about everything. But that at the end of the day, like, it's going to be quite clear to this person that even though these two people butt heads daily, this person will know that they stick together. Like, they're going to stick together forever. Like that it's almost as if this is the glue, like the disagreements are the glue that keeps these two people together, because it's like they wouldn't maybe work out unless they had this, I don't know, like it's almost as if they love to argue, that it's the fun part of their day is to argue about politics or about just who like whether the mailman was here yesterday or the day before, like having a big argument about that, like, and that they seem to really like to argue, and this person is going to find that quite endearing, actually, that like they're going to feel like your family is very, very nice and friendly, for the most part, and they're actually going to enjoy spending time with your family. So they're going to find them to be a little bit odd sometimes and a little bit crazy, but you know, very, very endearing. And yeah, so I think that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose this Omegaland Tarot deck, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 3, the people who will choose group number 3? What would group number 3's crush think of group number 3's family if they met group number 3's family? Okay, this person would completely adore your family. Like they would love your family. Like they would find your family to be so welcoming, so nice, so sweet, you know, so positive, which might come as a surprise to some of you, but this person is going to consider them to be really positive and just nice and sweet people. And like this person is going to feel like they are being taken care of by your family, like that your family members are going to be, you know, asking them if they need something, like they will be offering them something to drink, and you know, they will constantly make sure that they're comfortable. Like they will ask if they need a pillow or something, or I don't know, like it's just that this person is going to feel like your family is very nurturing, like very caring. And like I'm hearing southern hospitality, but I don't know if your family is from the south. It's just that's just the vibe that I'm getting, that this person is going to consider them, you know, very, very homey, you know, very welcoming. So yeah, but I'm sensing that this person is not going to be used to this. Like this person is not used to people being so nice to them. So it's gonna be a little bit foreign for them, a little bit strange. Like they need some time to really, you know, adapt to this. So I feel like your family are very good at hugging. Like they embrace people. Like they don't just give people a handshake. They embrace people, and yeah. And this person is used to, you know, their family members being very cold to each other, like everybody sitting 5 feet from each other, nobody touching each other, like that. Maybe they come from a family that seems, I don't know, like it's just that they seem to have a private sphere, and like that they don't like to be too close to each other. I don't know why that is, but this person is going to feel like your family is the opposite of their family. Like your family even might kiss each other, which I think this person would never do that to any of their family members. Like that wouldn't feel, you know, natural to them to do to their family. But it's nice. I think this person is going to find it, you know, very adorable, like cute, that everybody kisses each other on the mouth or something, or kisses each other on the cheek. Okay, 7 of coins, 7 of pentacles. This person is going to consider your family to be, you know, there is something, your family is very content with things being the way that they are, you know, or I feel like your family is not trying to, you know, like they might sit on a, like, I don't know why I'm hearing that they're sitting on a gold mine. I don't know, like, or if your crush is going to feel like they have an opportunity right in front of them, but they're not taking it because they don't really care about money. Like that maybe their property is worth a lot more than what they paid for it back when they bought the house or bought the property that they have. And maybe this person is thinking that if this was them, or if this was one of their family members, they would be selling the place, like, because this person's family doesn't get attached to, you know, houses or like homes. Like they don't have that, you know, feeling this is where I belong, you know. And I feel like your family has that. They don't want to move just because they could get a lot of money for the house. Like that's their home. That's where they want to live until they die, you know. I feel like your family is different when it comes to that sort of thing. And I don't think they really care about money, and or that's what your crush is going to think about your family, is that they don't care about money, that they seem to be very content with what they have, and that they're not trying to, you know, push their luck, you know, by trying to, you know, see if they could press the lemon. I guess they're just quite happy where they are, and happy with what they've got. But I feel like that might resonate with some of you. It might not resonate with all of you. I'm sensing that there is some sad story about your family, like something about an ancestor from years ago, like many years ago. I feel like one of your family members had a very unfortunate thing happen to them, and I think since then nobody in the family seems to be obsessed with financial gain. That it seems like they learned a lesson, like that there was some kind of family karma that was broken that day, when like that it didn't seem to, you know, it didn't, you know, poison the rest of the bloodline after it. That it seems, I don't know if this makes sense, but I feel like your crush is going to think about this sometimes, like, because it might be something they're going to know about your family from maybe the first time they meet your family. Maybe they're going to go through a family album and there will be some pictures. I feel like it's black and white pictures about like of a family member that and this person is gonna, your crush is gonna ask about what's the story here, you know, because it seems like this person is on a lot of these pictures, and they're gonna get the whole story because they're gonna be flipping through that album, and yeah, one of your family members is gonna fill this person in on the story, and that's when this person is gonna discover that there is a very sad story to the family, and that it also explains some of your family's behavior, like why your family is, you know, has such a positive outlook, even though they have such a sad story, but that maybe this person is going to come to that conclusion that it's probably because they have that sad story, that it's like everybody wants to just live their life, and you know, that life is too short and we should just get the most out of it and just love each other and have a good time with each other, because the people here are the most important right now, and the most important asset we have is time with each other, and that's not something we can ever get back. So we have to, you know, be here and now and be present, because everything can be taken away from us like that, you know. And so it's just about just living in the moment or something. And I feel like this person is going to understand that it has something to do with this story, this ancestor who has, you know, changed the pace or changed the direction that the bloodline was going to go in. I feel like there's also some sad story about maybe something from the Great Depression or something like that time, where somebody might have, you know, tried to fix something by making some investment that and then they might have went bankrupt because of this, and then they lost everything and they couldn't provide for the family, and maybe they even ended up killing themselves because they felt like they couldn't live up to what was expected from them as a man. I feel like it's a man here. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like there's some kind of story about your family that is gonna, that this person is gonna think about. Your crush is gonna think about this story a lot when they think of your family, because it's a big part of who you are, like who the family is, if that makes sense. So with the Six of Cups reversed, I am sensing that your crush is going to think of your family as very mature beings. Like everyone in your family seems to really take their take things very, like they have a very mature outlook on everything. I don't know how else to explain it, but this person is going to consider your family to be very smart too. Like people in your family are very smart. It feels like they're very experienced and they understand life. They understand the dark side of life and the light side of life, like that. I don't know if there are some psychic abilities in your family too, but that might also be a part of how this person will consider your family. Like they will think of your family as very intuitive too. That maybe also because of, you know, something in, like, I don't know, like that if something bad happened also a little bit more recently within your family, it might have made some of your family members develop some kind of, you know, some kind of connection to the spirit world. And so I think, yeah, so your crush is also gonna, you know, think of that. And I feel like your crush would actually believe it, that they have some special connection. Even if this person is usually quite skeptical about things like that, I feel like this person will adore your family so much and have so much respect for your family and what it's been through, that it's gonna make them believe that, of course, if they say that they have these abilities or this connection to the spirit world, then this person believes it, because they are also very, like, I feel like this person considers your family to be very rational and very logical, and that everybody seems to be very grounded and, you know, very down to earth. So, you know, this person feels like it's not your average, or it's not the normal crazy bunch. Like, that's not at all how they would perceive your family. They would perceive your family as very normal, a very normal family, but with a sad story. So, Six of Coins, Six of Pentacles here. So, very giving. You know, they are very generous, very giving people, very, like, you know, they are sharers. Like, they share with each other. You know, they share what they have, and it's very much that energy of what is mine is yours, you know. And this person, it's gonna like that a lot, that they are so good at sharing, so good at, you know, so fair when they share as well, like that everybody gets a piece. You know, everybody has to get something. Nobody's going to go home empty-handed. Everybody gets something, you know. And yeah. And like you can see, like this dinner table here, like this person is going to feel like your family also makes, like they put in the effort, you know. They also share the burden. They help each other out. They help each other in the kitchen, and, you know, everybody seems to, like, everybody takes on something. Like, if there is a dinner that has to be made, someone is going to slice the vegetables, someone is going to, you know, prepare the chicken, someone is gonna do something else. Like, everybody seems to grab something that they are gonna do. And I think this person likes that your family helps each other out. So yeah. I'm going to shuffle some of these Gypsy Oracle cards just to get a little bit more information about what your crush thinks of your family. Messenger. So definitely seems like there is some psychic abilities in your family, and that this is something that your crush is going to either know about, or they're going to pick up on it, that there is something going on, something spiritual going on. But I'm also getting this brutally honest energy that your family is very honest people, and this person is really gonna love that about your family, that everybody seems to be honest and open, and everybody's an open book. And there might also be some oversharers, like they overshare sometimes, like sometimes it's a little bit too much information. Like they might not really know the boundary, but like where they need to stop. You know, when they tell something, they might sometimes say something that's a little bit embarrassing, or like, you know. But it's because, like, I feel like it's like if this person has like an embarrassing moment in your family's house, like if they go to the bathroom and the toilet won't flush, and they are you know, standing there in the bathroom not knowing what to do and really embarrassed, and you know, then they have to yell for help, and so one of your family members is going to come in, and you know, it's going to be maybe quite uncomfortable for them. But it feels like your family is very good at coming together in solidarity and telling this person, oh, this is not embarrassing at all, like you should just hear all the stories that I have for you, like of embarrassing things that I've experienced in my life, like that. This is nothing, like and then I feel like your family would just share a lot of stories, like how they went to a public bathroom and, you know, and the toilet wouldn't flush, and, you know, and then the door wouldn't open, and like they had to call for help because there was, like, the door was locked and they couldn't get out, and like then they had to have people rescue them from the bathroom while the toilet also wasn't like that the toilet didn't flush, so they had to see their poop also, and like that everything was just like, so this, it's like your family would just try to, you know, make this person feel better by telling them something, you know, something much worse. And it's a very nice feeling that this person is going to feel that they have their back, you know, that they're not going to allow this person to feel embarrassed, because, you know, life's too short. We can, you know, like, and this person is going to feel very good about being surrounded by your family members, because there's a very comforting energy that they're going to get from your family. Okay, priest. So, I don't know. I think this person is going to consider your family to be religious and maybe also very traditional. Yeah. But this person is really going to love your family. They're going to really have a good time with them, and they're going to feel like your family are very committed to each other. Like there's a lot of couples that are married to each other within your family, like your parents are maybe married and maybe your siblings are also married. It seems like everybody is, you know, not wasting any time by like being single and like doing like that it's like, maybe you're the only one who's single in your family, I don't know. But it's like, that's the feeling that this person is gonna get, is that your family seems very committed to each other, like, and traditional in some senses, but also just a very normal family. Yeah. But I think that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose the Wonderland Tarot, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you, but I'm going to do the channeling first. So, Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 4, the people who will choose group number 4? What would group number 4's crush think of group number 4's family if they met group number 4's family? Okay, they would consider your family to be very smart, very sharp, very quick-witted, you know, very informed, very well informed, that it seems like your family members are, you know, intellectuals, they know practically everything. Or that's how your crush is going to feel, is that it seems like they know everything. Like that if this person starts talking about something, it's like your family already knows all about it. Like, yeah, they've read that article before. Like if this person brings up an article, like a random article about something really random, some of your or one of your family members might say, you know, yeah, I read that, it was really interesting, you know, but it's like they just seem very, very knowledgeable, very wise, and your crush would consider them to be, you know, a little bit nerdy, geeky. Like they seem like the type of people who sit at a library, you know, and use their spare time in a library, just sitting there reading books. And, you know, I'm also getting that your crush would consider your family to be not very keen on small talk. That they don't really care about how's the weather, like what do you think about the town, you know, like what are you going to do tomorrow, you know, that sort of thing. It doesn't seem like your family are very, you know, interested in that sort of stuff. They would rather ask this person, you know, what do you think the meaning of life is, you know, what do you think the meaning of your life is? What's your life purpose? What do you, like, you know, what do you want to achieve on Earth before you die? What places do you want to see before you die? You know, so they all have like this big theme to it. Like, you know, and I feel like maybe your crush would consider them to be, like, especially their questions are very big questions, like deep questions, but also questions that might not be very easy to answer. So sometimes this person will be like, I don't know, like, I don't know, you know. I feel like your crush would maybe consider your family to be very deep. Like they like to talk about deep stuff. They also seem to be okay with talking about emotional stuff. Like, and they also seem very interested in people's history. Like really caving into people's stories. But they don't seem like, even though they are very emotionally intelligent in many ways, because I feel like your family are quite good at reading people and quite good at being able to tell something about a person just by looking into their eyes, you know, that your crush would maybe feel like something is a little bit freaky, because I feel like your family one of your family members might ask them about something very specific, and your crush is would be like, how do you know that? Like, how can you possibly know? And you know, and your crush would probably ask you about it afterwards, and ask you if you had told your family about this, because they couldn't really see any other explanation to why they would know. And you know, you would tell them that you haven't told them anything, you know. And so in many ways your family seem to be very intuitive, but they're maybe not very good on social cues. So I feel like your crush would maybe consider your family to be slightly bad at picking up on the signs, you know, like if this person if this person goes like, oh look at the time, you know, it's getting late, and trying to signalize to your family members that, you know, they want to go. Your family probably wouldn't pick up on that. They would maybe make a joke about it and say, oh, then it's good that we're adults and we decide our bedtime, you know, so no stress, you know, that sort of thing. Or they would just keep talking. Like, especially if they're talking about something that they're super interested in. I feel like your family are very talkative, very conversational. But just not when it comes to small talk. Like, it's like they don't want to be a part of that. It feels like every time someone asks a question that they don't find interesting, it's like there's just awkward silence and nobody says anything. Like, but then when they really talk about their passions, it's like you can't get them to shut up. And your crush would feel like, you know, it's kind of hard for them to maybe end the dinner. Like, if they're going to dinner with your family, that they feel like, you know, they're gonna stay there forever. Like, how long are they're gonna? How long is this gonna take? You know, that sort of energy. But I feel like your crush would also maybe consider your family to be slightly individualistic in some ways. That there are some family members who are very talkative and very social, and they're not super individualistic, other than they might have certain topics that they like to talk about, and they don't really care that much about whether the other person is interested in it too. They just keep talking, even if they feel like, even if they can actually sense the social cues that maybe the person is getting bored, and even if they know that the person is bored, they just keep going because they don't really care. I don't know. But then there are other family members who seem a little bit more withdrawn, and they might, you know, start doing something else while your crush is at the dinner party. Like, they might walk away from the dinner table and start playing video games, or, you know, or go in the garage and fiddle with something in the garage, you know. And I think there's maybe some kind of unspoken rule in your family that when someone starts doing something else other than, you know, taking part in the conversation, that it is like there is an unspoken invitation that, you know, if you want to join in with that person who has started playing video games or started doing something else, that you can just walk away from the dinner table and start doing that with the other person. Like, but I feel like your crush is maybe not gonna see the invitation, so they're just gonna feel like at some point the conversation will also fizzle out, and they're gonna be like, suddenly everybody's doing other stuff, and that this person might have this feeling that they're just sitting there with you, the only two people at the dinner table, and they don't know what's going on, like what they're supposed to do. Are they supposed to stay there, or are they supposed to walk away, or are they supposed to leave, you know, or whatever. Like, it feels as if maybe your family are not very good with like, they're good conversationalists, but they're not very good communicators even though it should be the same thing, but it's not. You know, they're not good at, you know, formally inviting somebody to do something with them. Like, do you want to go with me to the garage and fiddle with something with me or whatever? Or do you want to, you know, go for a walk? We have to go for a walk because we have a dog, and, you know, the dog needs a walk, and so, you know, but you can go with us if you want to. Like, that sort of thing. It's not being said. Like, people just walk out the door, and then suddenly this person is like left behind and feels like, what, why, where are people? Where did people go? You know? And so, yeah, I'm gonna read this card here. So 4 of Cups. They're gonna see your family as very content, very they're very content with what they have. They're not super interested in maybe getting gifts. They might be very bad at receiving gifts from people. You know, they might, like, if your crush comes over with like a gift because it's a dinner party and they've maybe been raised to feel like they always have to take something with them when they go to a dinner party, that's the formal thing to do. But I feel like your family wouldn't appreciate that. They would be like, no, take that with you home. Like, you're not gonna leave something here. Like, we don't want to. You shouldn't give us anything. We haven't gotten you anything, so you're not supposed to give us something. Then we're just gonna feel bad, or something. You know. I feel like your family doesn't really do all that formality stuff. Like, they don't really care about that sort of thing. Like, they don't care about the social norms, what we're supposed to do. And your crush would maybe feel like, you know, they did it because they wanted to, like, I feel like they would sometimes feel like their actions are not being appreciated, but it's actually just them trying to tell this person that they don't need to do that. Like, that, you know, for the future, don't do that because we don't need anything. You know, we don't, like, we have wine. You don't have to bring a bottle of wine. We have wine. You know, it's like that. It's just that sort of energy that. But I think your crush would actually really like your family. They would be very fascinated by your family. But they would think of some of your family members to be maybe a little bit more stiff than others. Like, that there are some that are a little bit withdrawn, a little bit cold towards people, like a little bit hostile, or not hostile, but very shy, to the point where it's you know, very difficult to get to know this person. It might be one person in your family, you know, maybe a sibling of yours, or, you know, yeah, someone who doesn't seem to be that keen on being part of the social stuff that happens within the family. I'm sensing that your crush would consider your family to be, you know, like a blend. Like some people are very squared. Like they seem like people who are, or like it's maybe one or two people in your family, like especially men, I think. I'm not sure, but there might be two men in your family. Maybe one of them is your sibling and the other is maybe your dad. But, you know, these two people are just, you know, very squared, very, you know, like everything has to be done in a certain way. You can't do it differently because then everything is going to be ruined, you know, that sort of energy. And they might live in Excel sheets, you know, they seem very, you know, numbery. I don't know if that's a word, but you know, they seem to like numbers. They like, you know, patterns and things to be, you know, things need to be, yeah, done in a certain way. They might have a little bit of OCD going on. I don't know. And then there might be some of your family members who are the complete opposite of that. Like very alternative in their thinking, very creative, you know, like inventors or kind of hippie. There's a hippie energy, like a gypsy energy. Like I don't know if this is maybe also some. This could be an ancestor of yours that your crush is going to learn about when they maybe look through a family album. They're maybe going to, you know, find a picture of somebody and they're going to be asking, who is this? And, you know, then they might get the whole story about this person who was maybe living during the hippie era, who was maybe doing something either in show business or circus, something with the circus, or something with invention, or like inventing something great, or like someone who was very outside the box. And then, you know, it feels like there might have been some kind of rebellion in the family where, you know, it started out with somebody being, you know, extremely outside the box, and that maybe, like, if this was your mother, maybe you and your siblings are very squared and very inside the box, very like they, or maybe it's mostly maybe your siblings, possibly. But it could also be your grandmother, and then your parents, like that your grandparents were very outside the box. Then your parents rebelled against that energy and became really traditional and wanted everything to be done a certain way, and, you know, very different, a very different energy. I'm not sure which one it is, but I feel like you have some siblings who are also kind of stiff and kind of fixated on information, not wanting to humor anything that is not, you know, sensible, you know, that sort of. I'm not sure. But I'm not. I don't know if I should say it, but I feel like maybe there's some autism in your family. I don't want to talk about diagnosis, like that sort of stuff, but I just feel like maybe one of your siblings could have autism, and that maybe your crush is going to pick up on that, you know, that this person is more withdrawn. They don't really take part in the family activities. They keep for themselves a little bit, and they maybe don't go out of their room or something. I don't know. So yeah. I think I think your crush is gonna feel like your family is very fascinating. There's such a blend of different energies that's interesting. And they also just seem very well informed. Like they know about different cultures. They're very experienced. And they know a lot about the world, you know, they know about world politics, you know, they know, like they could talk for hours about different wars that are going on in the world, you know. And I feel like your crush is going to find that to be really fun, actually, to talk to your family and have these discussions that they might not be able to have with their family. Like they might not have that kind of relationship to their family members to the point where they could have heated arguments for hours, you know. And heated, I mean passionate arguments, I think. Like it's not necessarily heated, but you know what I mean. Okay, with the Four of Swords. Okay, this is fun. This person is going to feel slightly uncomfortable, but they're gonna feel comfortable in the uncomfortable. You know, it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. But you know, like they're gonna feel sometimes that, you know, that they're being held hostage by your family. Like they can't leave because, you know, the conversation keeps going and they're like, you know, like it's getting late. You know, they might sit with your family until like 3 a.m. and like, and everybody's just, you know, fine with that. They might all be night owls. So it's very normal for them to stay up that late or something. I'm not sure. And, you know, this is going to be fun. They're going to find it fun. And they're also going to really, you know, enjoy this time, like from midnight until 3 a.m. Like this is the golden hours where all the gold is gonna come. Like it's gonna be such, like there's gonna be so much interesting conversation going on at that time. Like the conversation is gonna get so deep, and like especially if there's some drinking going on, you know, like even though it might numb it down a little bit, so to the point where it's maybe not the most intelligent conversation after midnight, but you know, it's still very fascinating and very interesting. Yeah. So they're going to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, even though sometimes they will feel like, you know, it's maybe not ideal, but it's like there's something beautiful in how your family really just breaks all the rules and all the norms, but in a way that actually is, you know, is going to make this person feel like they're actually living, even though they're all squares. And like in a way, like, or some of them are, and some of them are maybe, you know, a little, you know, sometimes they can appear a little bit, I don't know, like, but I feel like, I don't know, like, I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like your crush is gonna, like, they would love your family if they met your family. And they would feel like they're a part of it, you know? They wouldn't feel excluded, even though your family are filled with individualistic people to some degree. I'm not going to keep saying that because I feel like for some of you it might offend you, but I feel like it's not that bad, really, because I feel like they just sometimes do the things that they want to do, and maybe something beautiful comes out of that, you know, especially when there is this, you know, very free energy where everybody can actually butt in and everybody can be a part of everything. Like, there's no need for a formal invitation, because nobody cares if there's an extra person at the dinner table or if there's an extra person out in the garage helping, you know, that sort of thing. But where was I going? I feel like there's also just so much passion within your family. Like they are passionate people, and it's fun for your crush to listen to them talk about their passions, because it's like they give their whole heart to it. Like, it's, yeah. With a page of hats, it's page of cups. I feel like your crush would sometimes feel like they don't quite understand what your family is talking about, because sometimes it's because your family, your family is very good at including. Actually, they are, even though they come across as exclusive people, they're not actually. Just because sometimes they just walk away and start doing something else, you know, that doesn't mean they're exclusive. They're actually always, you know, very, very welcoming. But sometimes they might, you know, start explaining something to your crush, and they just expect your crush to know what they're talking about, because they see your crush as a part of the group. They see your crush as someone who's an intellectual, someone who's really smart and sharp and quick-witted, just like them. And so they would immediately think of your crush as their equal. And when you talk to an equal, you don't dumb down the conversation, because that would be rude and that would be belittling, and they wouldn't do that to anybody. So they would, you know, they would use the same words as they would use to anyone who is, you know, within their field. But of course, your crush is not going to be in that field that they have their expertise in. You know, if they're doctors, or if they are, you know, medically you know, interested, they might talk about some medical terms or psychological terms or something like that, and they just expect your crush to know, even though your crush might be in IT or maybe something different, or, you know, that they would just still think of you. Yeah, they wouldn't really worry about your crush not knowing what they're talking about. And so they wouldn't explain the terms that they use. And that might confuse your crush sometimes, where they would have to go to the bathroom and Google some of the things that your family is talking about, just to be able to, you know, follow the conversation. And, well, so in some ways they would maybe feel like your family speaks a different language than they do in some way, because sometimes it's like they have to really focus on the conversation to be able to understand the context. And, you know, yeah. With the Four of Wands, they would consider your family to be, you know, a very wonderful family that they actually would love to meet again. If they meet them one time, they're going to want to meet them again. Absolutely. They would love to do it again, you know? And that's also because they're going to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Like, they're going to feel like that they would do it all over again if they could. Like, you know, if they got the chance to do that, you know. Two of Wands here reversed. So I guess your crush would maybe consider your family to be I guess they're maybe not very good at plans, even though they seem very squared, and like they seem to, like some of them seem to be very into Excel sheets and stuff like that, but it might not really rub off on their planning skills. Like they might make a plan, and then like when the time comes and the date comes, they have forgotten all about it. Like and so they might not be good at keeping track on some of their promises. Like if they promise something or plan something, especially if they plan something like in like when it's like 3 a.m, and like they might make some promises that, oh, you can just come over next weekend, you can just come over and we will have a roasted chicken ready for you, because that's like whatever, and then like when the next weekend comes, they're gonna be surprised that because they don't remember even making that plan. So that's something that I'm sensing. And that sometimes your family might also promise things while they're drunk, and then, or not necessarily just when they're drunk, but also just when they're social. Like when they get the spike of social energy, they might make some plans, but then they might have days when they are very anti-social, or not anti-social, but not very social, where they're going to be like, no, like, are we really like that? Maybe not today, like that, because I think they are maybe a blend of introvert and extrovert. Like that some of your family members are, they make a lot of plans when they're extroverted, and then like when they are introverted, like then they try to get out of all the plans that they made when they were extroverted. So they might rearrange a lot of plans. Like if they make some plans, they call and maybe they also call last minute and say like they can't come anyways or something. So they are maybe not very good at keeping promises. So I don't know. But I think that's all I have for you. Group number 4, I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day, and bye. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 5, you chose the Icelandic Tarot, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you, but I'm going to do the channeling first. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 5, the people who will choose group number 5? What would group number 5's crush think of group number 5's family if they met group number 5's family? They would be indifferent. They wouldn't care at all about your family. It seems like they don't even want to know anything about your family at all. And actually, I'm really sensing that it would be quite far-fetched, really, to imagine this person meeting your family, because I don't think this person would ever agree on meeting your family. I think they would always have some excuse. They would always push it forward into the future, not actually, not doing it. Like even if you dated this person for 2 years, they would still be adamant when it comes to meeting your family. They would still be like, nah, maybe next month or something. And they would keep pushing it forward. And I feel like it's because this person doesn't want to get attached. They don't, they feel like the less they know about them, the better. Like, and it's like they don't want to get committed. They don't want to get meeting your family would make your relationship real, and they would never, jeopardize that. They would never want to do that. So I'm sensing that this is not the best crush ever. Like I have heard of better crushes in my life, So I feel like this might be somebody that you need to let go. And this person could be two-timing you. Even if, like, of course, this is your crush, but if you have been flirting, or if this person has been flirting with you, kind of leading you on, I'm not sure if this person is available. They might have somebody else, like they might be in a relationship, and they would, like, maybe even they would possibly say yes to dating you, but then they would just be lying to you and making you believe that you're dating them, but really you're just one out of many, or one out of at least two people. So they wouldn't want to meet your family because, they don't want it to become serious. And they want, like, it just doesn't seem like this person is the serious, committed type. Like they don't seem to be very good at committing. And but I'm still gonna ask the question, but as a it is a hypothetical question, but I'm gonna ask it a little bit more hypothetically. If by some freak accident this person were to be tricked into having dinner with your family or whatever, like how would they, like what would they think of your family? So I'm going to do that. So Spirit, can you answer that? Okay, like they would still just be indifferent. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't try to get to know your family. They would try to dodge every question or answer very poorly to every question that your family has, and they would never ask any questions to your family, so they wouldn't get to know your family, so they wouldn't know anything about them, so they wouldn't have any thoughts about your family, since they haven't gathered any information about them whatsoever. So I feel like it's because this person sees knowledge as a prison, that if you get knowledge, then you're captured, you're captivated into something that you're not, that it's dangerous territory, because that then there's an attachment, then it, like, because when this person just doesn't know anything about your family, then they don't really feel that bad, but maybe if they got to know your family, they would start feeling a little bit shitty about what they're doing, maybe. I don't know if this person has any sort of remorse at all in their being. I don't know if that's a thing that they practice, but I think this like the less they know, the better. That's their philosophy. They don't want to know more than they need to know, and they don't want, like, it's just better this way. I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. I feel like they would constantly just be like looking for an escape, like finding a way to make it very short, so that they don't have to hang out with your family for more than absolutely, like, minimum, like 30 minutes or something. They would just try to leave. They might even find some excuse to leave, like to leave early, get somebody to call them and say that there's an emergency or something. I don't know, but it just feels like they wouldn't be putting any effort into getting to know your family at all. But I guess they would have some kind of impression of them, like first impression, I guess. What would that first impression be if they hypothetically met group number 5's family? Okay, it wouldn't be good. I feel like this person would maybe consider them to be, you know, not very wealthy or something, or that, you know, they would be like, oh, okay, like they like these people are maybe beneath me or something like that. They would think that in their mind, that these are, you know, that your family are not fancy enough or something, or that their house is not fancy enough or not modern enough, or like that maybe your family has a little bit more of an eclectic style when it comes to decorating. They might have a lot of, you know, random things, you know, hanging on the walls, or, you know, just, you know, small objects here and there, like, you know, cute things that maybe your mother or someone in your family has kind of just gathered from different antiquity stores or something. Just things that they found to be cute or nice, or, you know. And so maybe your family is not, you know, very, like, their house might not be something that could be cut out of a magazine. You know, it's just, you know, a very personal house with a lot of personal things, and maybe also things that some kids have made. You know, if some kids have made a painting, they might put it on the wall, and it's like the mural, like it's the biggest thing on or the most precious thing they have on the wall is this, you know, not a mural, that was weird to say, but it's more like just, you know, a proud thing, like something that they're proud of, a proud possession, you know. And I think this person would consider that to be trashy, which is so, you know, so weird that they would consider that to be trashy. I don't think that's trashy. I feel like that's very normal. That's a normal house. That's how a normal house looks, you know. But they might come from something where everything is sterile and everything is like black and white and gray, and everything is, you know, just modern in a way that is very unpersonal and very like soulless, you know. And so they might consider your family to be strange because they have this more personal style. But, you know, whatever, like they are the ones who is in the wrong here, I think, because, you know, you don't judge people by the way that they decorate their house. Like, that's a low blow. Like, that's just, like, we all have different styles, and we should all be, you know, free to express ourselves the way that we want to express ourselves. It shouldn't be a reason for someone to look down on people, you know. And so I feel like this person is very shallow and very superficial, and I think they would only be judging your family based on what they see, because they wouldn't be, you know, paying attention to the conversation whatsoever. So they wouldn't be, you know, maybe they wouldn't even know their names, you know. If you got this person to go to a dinner party with you, even after you've maybe been dating this person for 2 years, they might still not know what your parents' names are. They don't care. They don't bother to learn their names. You know, and then they have the audacity to shame the house that they live in. You know, what the hell is going on? Like, I feel like this person is not a good person. So, yeah. I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. 8 of Batons, 8 of Wands. It says hopeful change, movement and speed. It would be a very speedy meeting. They would meet, like it would be like hello and goodbye, you know. If they met your family or your parents, it would be such a short visit that it wouldn't even mean anything, you know. It wouldn't mean anything to them. They wouldn't have any impression of your parents or your family members. It would just be soulless. This person is soulless. I don't think this person has a soul. I don't know. Of course they do, but I don't know. It just feels like they don't. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more about how, hypothetically, how would this person, or what would this person think of your family if they met your family? 6 of Coins, reversed. It says partnership in business, charity, generosity, and kindness, but it's reversed. So I'm sensing that this person would maybe consider your family to not be very wealthy, that they don't see them as very charitable, or that they can't really offer them anything, that they can't get anything out of your parents, like, or your family, like that's the only thing that this person focuses on when they meet new people, is like, can I use these people for something? Are these people can I use them as tools? Is there something in it for me? And if this person realizes that there is nothing in it for them, so then they don't really bother to get to know them, because what's the point? Like, if they don't have a lot of money that they could maybe, you know, get a piece of, if they really put on the charm and charm these people, you know, that, like, if there's not a catch, then they just want to leave. I'm serious. This person is not going to even pay attention to your family. Your family is going to be like air to this person because they can't use them for anything. And that is soulless. That's very soulless. This person is opportunistic. This person is, you know, this person sees people as objects, or they see people as, you know, means to an end. Nothing more than that. Like an extension of their arm, you know. If they can't reach something, they need a person to reach it for them. And that's the only thing. Like, they would step on people if it meant that they could get to a place that they need to go. The Magician reversed. Okay, it says strong-willed and self-control, and it's reversed, and maybe they would consider your family. It's also just the Magician, and I feel like with the Magician reversed, I think this person just considers your family to not have means that they are looking for. They don't have things on the table that they need. They're not offering them enough. They're not being, like, even if they go to a dinner party with your family, like the menu, like if the menu is not good enough, like then they might, you know, they might just want to go. Like, okay, so you can't even roast the chicken for me. Like that, then what can I even use you for? Like that sort of entitled energy. Okay. And this person would definitely, you know, judge your family if they don't have a very good wine to offer them. Like that, they would be like, no, I don't want to drink this piss or whatever. Like if they have some cheap wine or something, like, or maybe like a medium, like medium priced wine that they might have bought for the occasion, because they don't, like, maybe your family is not the type of people who, you know, buy like really expensive bottles of wine, you know, that they don't care about that, you know, fanciness, you know, that it just doesn't really bring them any joy. And if it doesn't bring them joy, why would they do it, you know? So I think they would rather spend money on things that are like experiences, things that they can look back on and remember with, you know, with a smile on their face. Like, so I think they invest in experiences more than they do in you know, wine that's just gonna expire, or it's just gonna be drunk and then it's wrong. Sorry, it's wrong. It's gone. Sorry, I don't know why I said wrong. Maybe your parents don't drink. That could also be that maybe this person feels like, oh, who doesn't have a bottle of wine, like, for the guest? Like, what's wrong with you if you can't even offer a bottle of wine? And maybe it's just because your parents don't really care about drinking. Like, they don't really see the point, or they don't really see the appeal of getting drunk. Maybe. So, yeah. With the Empress, it says fertility, motherhood, protection, marriage, material wealth, and symbol of growth. So I'm sensing that there's some, like, that your mother, like, okay, so maybe your crush would find your mother to be slightly intimidating. Maybe because your mother is very intuitive, so she knows if this person is bad news, and, you know, will maybe even throw this person out. If, like, so, like, and maybe that's what they want. Like, maybe they want to be so provocative and so annoying to these people that they will just get enough of it and be like, okay, you're not gonna sit here and disrespect us, so you can just leave, you know? And maybe that's what they want. Like, maybe that's the end goal. So as soon as they realize that there's nothing they can use your family for, they would just, you know, make sure that they are not invited another time, because they don't actually want to spend time with your family. And this is a trick, you know. It's kind of like, you know, if you don't want to fill the dishwasher at home, if you have like if you're in a partnership with another person, and, you know, if you don't want to fill the dishwasher, you can just do it very poorly, and then your partner would be like, okay, you clearly can't do this right, so now I'm going to do it from now on, because you're doing a shite job at it, you know. And it's the same thing, and it's like, you know, folding the laundry very badly so that they don't have to fold the laundry again. That it's just a trick. And so they would be disrespectful towards your family so that they'd never get invited again, so that they never would have to meet them again and have to, you know, sit at a dinner table with your family again. It's just a trick. So they would probably be, you know, nasty towards these people and judge them and say things to them that are, you know, incredibly rude. And, you know, it would just be a part of their tactic, their strategy. Yeah. But I feel like your mother would see right through this, even though they would, I think she would throw him out, or throw them out, but still, like she would still know what this person is doing. And, you know, yeah. And maybe this person would pick up on that the mother seems to look at them like kind of with these eyes, you know, that, you know, she's going to give them like the stank eye or whatever. Like, how do you, like, that's not the right word. You know, that when people evil eye someone, your mother is going to give this person the evil eye. And that's something they will notice. So that's one of their thoughts about your family, I guess. But with the King of... Okay, so the King of Swords, it says inventive, active, and a determined man. Intuition, superiority, and justice. Reversed. So it's reversed. It feels like maybe your crush would think of your dad maybe as someone who's less intuitive than your mother, that your mother will be giving them the evil eye, but your dad will maybe be very friendly towards this person, because maybe your dad is just normally a more friendly person and likes to talk and likes to, you know, get to know someone. Or, you know, maybe this person also, like, maybe your dad has curiosity towards anyone who enters their house, his house, you know. So maybe that's kind of sad, that I feel like your dad would really try to be friendly to this person, and this person would just disrespect your dad. And I feel like that's just not right when your dad is actually trying, you know. So I feel like, honestly, spare your family the experience of meeting this person. Spare them. Like, they don't deserve being in this person's presence. Find someone who's nice, someone sweet, someone kind, someone who would respect your family. So yeah, that's all I have for you, group number 5. I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And yeah, have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 6. You chose this Miss Cleo's tarot deck, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 6? The people who will choose group number 6, what would group number 6's crush think of group number 6's family if they met group number 6's family? Okay, this person would consider your family to be very handsome, a very attractive family. Like, everybody seems, you know, very good looking, but also very young. Like, everybody's very young looking. And like, it's like some of your family members might be aging backwards or something, or that's what your crush would think. That it feels like your family members are just very sharp. Also, even those of your family members who are maybe 80 or 90 years old, they still seem to be sharp. They still have their memory, and they still look very good, you know. So I think this person would be very impressed and find your family to be very healthy, and like that there's very good genetics in your family. And that, you know, it's a very healthy family. I don't know if it's I don't know if you come from an active family as well. I don't know if your family members are sporty or might have done sports when they were younger. Maybe your parents did, or maybe some of your family members were competing in some sport or some athletic discipline. I don't know. And I think your crush would consider that to be quite impressive, but that it doesn't come as a surprise to them because it feels like your family just seems very energetic and very healthy and very active and, you know, disciplined. I don't know if some of your family members are following a very strict diet, but I think this person, I feel like your crush is going to consider that to be quite, maybe a little bit too much, maybe. Like that it feels like some of your family members are taking their health a little bit too seriously, but it's obviously working. So like it's not like this person would have anything negative to say about that, but I feel like maybe in contrast to themselves, they might feel slightly like the odd man out, because maybe your crush doesn't really think that much about their health. Like they might not be that active, they might not be that fit, they might not think that much about what they eat, or you know, that maybe they would feel like, you know, your family seems like superhumans, and that they feel slightly inferior, possibly when they meet your family, especially if you especially if your crush is going to meet your family while doing something active. Like if you're going to go on a hike together or something, and the whole family is there, then this person might feel a little bit embarrassed that they're the only one sagging behind, that they're like, that everybody seems so fast, like everybody's walking so fast, and you know, maybe there might even be someone in your family who's like 80 who might be faster than your crush and might be, you know, more active and more fresh and more healthy, more fit than this person. And maybe they're gonna feel like, you know, okay, that's embarrassing. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit too many cards, but I'm going to take these two. Yeah. 5 of Swords reversed and 3 of Coins. So I think your crush would consider your family to be, you know, superior to them. Like they would they would put your family on a pedestal, and they would feel like your family are, you know, super impressive and intelligent and active and healthy, and you know, yeah, so I feel like this person would be like these two people here, kind of worshipping this person here. So there might also be one person in your family that this person is going to feel, you know, quite small around. Like maybe because this person is really buff, like really a gym rat who has been working out for their whole life and might be a bodybuilder or something. So this person might feel like, you know, I look really small next to this person, or I feel like I'm just jelly, like in comparison to this person, or something. I'm not sure if it's only like physical ability, but you know, it just feels like this person is gonna have like a little bit of a starstruck thing going. Like I don't know if they're gonna be starstruck by this person. I don't know. Maybe because this person competes, or maybe they were at the Olympics or something. I don't know. Like I can't really tell what this is, but I feel like one of your family members are going to make your cross feel, you know, like wow, okay, that like that this, it's just a very impressive person to them. And they might even stutter a little bit when they talk to this person, because they feel like, you know, they are in the presence of greatness or something. I don't know who this is, but it just feels like one of your family members are maybe very, it could be physical, it could be Olympics or whatever, but it could also be that this person is just very successful and maybe slightly famous or something. I don't know. So, with a 5 of Swords reversed, I feel like your crush would consider your family to be very ambitious, you know. They're not content with just the leftovers. They want the whole thing. Like they want they want the real thing. They go for what they want and they get it. Like they dream big, but they also do everything in their power to get that, like to achieve what they have dreamt of. And that there's a very assertive energy, you know, very like this person is going to be in awe of your family. But also they will feel sometimes they don't quite get your family, because, you know, your family seems to be interested in a lot of stuff that this person might not be super interested in. They might be into sports and, you know, stuff like that, you know, this person might be, like if you started dating this person, your family might invite this person on a skiing trip, and this person will be like, you know, they don't quite see the point in going on skiing trips. Maybe because they feel like, you know, vacation should be relaxing, you know, and it shouldn't be something where you're, you know, falling on your butt down like a really big like mountain, whatever, like that sort of thing. It just feels, you know, not like something they would consider very fun, you know. And I think in that sense, I think they would feel like they don't quite get along with your family, or not, they would get along with them, but they would feel slightly like, you know, they don't get it. They don't understand what they see in certain activities. They don't understand the appeal of certain, you know, certain things that it seems like your family seems very interested in, you know. I feel like also on an emotional level, they might feel like they don't quite understand your family. Maybe because your family tends to hold grudges. Maybe that if someone crosses another person in your family, then it's just like that person will never talk to them again. Like that there's some kind of exclusion going on maybe in your family, that this person is going to consider very childish and very immature. That it's just weird that everybody just seems to agree that, you know, they don't talk to their uncle or whatever because of some argument they had 20 years ago. And so since then, nobody has spoken to that uncle ever again. And all the other family members sided with the person who was angry with the uncle. And so it just feels like the uncle got frozen out and got the silent treatment from the rest of the family. And, you know, there might be some things going on within the family that, you know, your crush is going to find that to be strange behavior, you know. unbecoming, especially from a family that this person is gonna, like, initially this person is gonna have so much respect for your family, but as they get to learn more about your family, they start seeing these holes, you know, these flaws, that maybe your family is not so perfect after all, like when they get to know them. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. Okay, the Empress. I'm going to ask for a clarifying card for the Empress. So I'm going to use these Gypsy Oracle cards to clarify the Empress. Okay, Old Woman reversed. So, you know, yeah, with the Old Woman reversed, it's like, yeah, your family ages backwards. There are some of your some of your family members look really young, and maybe also one of the women of your family, maybe your mother or your grandmother or an aunt of yours. I don't know, but it just feels like, I feel like your crush is going to consider this to be rather impressive, that, you know, everybody seems to be taking care of themselves so well, and maybe someone got some surgery. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. About what your crush will think of your family. The Hierophant reversed. There's not a lot of religious energy going on in your family. That maybe it doesn't seem like you're hyper religious at all. Maybe you don't even practice religion in your family. Maybe there's a lot of atheists in your family. It's also a very untraditional energy, unconventional energy. So I think this person is maybe also just going to consider your family to be rather unconventional, I meant, but maybe conditional too, like unconditional. Maybe that you have unconditional love for each other, that even though you might sometimes give each other a hard time by, you know, freezing somebody, maybe, yeah, that uncle didn't get unconditional love from the family, obviously, if they can freeze somebody out so mercilessly, then I don't really see the unconditional love. But maybe there is some. Maybe, you know, the nuclear family, like your parents and your siblings, might have a lot of unconditional love for each other and are very close to each other, but maybe you don't speak that much to the rest of the family, like grandparents, uncles, aunts, and you know, people like, yeah, cousins, stuff like that. That might not be you might not have that much, you know, contact with them. And maybe your nuclear family doesn't either, like or not your nuclear family, but your parents' nuclear family, if that makes sense. So the Hermit. Yeah. I'm sensing an isolated energy, that your family is rather isolated from the rest of the family, if that makes sense. Like your parents and siblings and you that you are very isolated from the rest of the family, and that maybe it could be because you're foreigners, that maybe maybe your family moved away from your home country, so maybe you just lost contact with them naturally. So it might not be because of it might not be because of a grudge, but it could be. But yeah. So I think your crush is maybe going to feel like you have a small family compared to them, because they might have, you know, a lot of cousins that they are in contact with, you know, uncles that they talk to on a regular basis, you know. So they might have a lot of people in their family that they can reach out to, and they might feel like, you know, there is something here that is that seems sad. It seems sad that there is so limited, maybe, emotional resources, that it's only your parents and siblings that this person can meet. And that they might also feel like it might have been hard for you growing up, that you didn't have any other family members to talk to. Maybe also when your family, maybe when your parents were career oriented, or might have had these big dreams that they wanted to pursue, and maybe you and your siblings were maybe second priority. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it might feel like maybe your crush is going to think that it might have been hard for you and your siblings, if you have any siblings. And if you don't have any siblings, then this person would definitely feel very sorry for you, that you were maybe a little bit alone in the world growing up. And that your family did that by not keeping contact. Even though, like, it doesn't matter that, you know, just because they moved so far away, like, it doesn't give them an excuse not to keep contact with their family. And, you know, if they had just, you know, given you the opportunity to reach them by, you know, phone or something, that would maybe have made a huge difference, or that's how your crush would maybe analyze it. So yeah, but it feels like you didn't get that either, and that maybe your parents didn't quite teach you the language either. That so maybe you can't speak your mother tongue that well, which makes it completely impossible to reach out to the rest of your family. And maybe your crush finds that to be, you know, sad that you weren't given that opportunity. And I feel like maybe, like, I feel like there's going to be a very big difference between, you know, the first impression that your crush is going to get from your family to when they start to get to know them. Like, they will feel like there's, like, they haven't done everything in the best way, and they will be quite critical towards your family when they start hearing some of the stories, start knowing more about them, you know. So yeah, but I think that's all I have for you. Group number 6. I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day, and bye.